Let's pivot to this now. The fireworks that some expected in President Trump's fraud trial on Tuesday didn't really happen when he came face to face with his former fixer, Michael Cohen. Cohen testifying against his one-time boss over claims he was ordered to lie on financial forms to cheat on taxes and help obtain better rates on bank loans. Dre Clark is live outside the courthouse where they came face to face for the first time yesterday. It's happening again today. Dre, what do we know about what's to come later on this morning?
Well, Markie, good morning. Perhaps more drama may be on the way, but yesterday Michael Cohen said it was a heck of a reunion seeing his former boss, Donald Trump, inside the courtroom. And as expected, there was some drama and at times testy exchanges between the two legal teams. For his part, Mr. Trump at times sat back with his arms crossed, staring directly at Cohen as he testified that Mr. Trump ordered him repeatedly to lie on financial disclosure forms. But the former president says he's really not concerned about what Cohen has to say because he says Cohen is a proven liar.
Michael Cohen arrived at the courthouse Tuesday, appearing relaxed and ready to face off with his former boss, Donald Trump. The two men meeting face to face for the first time in 5 years.
This is not about Donald Trump versus Michael Cohen or Michael Cohen versus Donald Trump. This is about accountability.
Inside, Mr. Trump quick to mention Cohen has no credibility.
He's a proven liar, as you know, he's a felon, served a lot of time for lying, and we're going to just go in and see, and I think you'll see that for yourself.
Cohen is a key witness for New York State Attorney General Letitia James, who's hoping to win a $250 million judgment against Mr. Trump for fraud and a permanent ban blocking Mr. Trump and his two sons from running businesses in New York. The judge already ruling Mr. Trump committed fraud for years by lying about his net worth and overvaluing some of his New York City properties to land multi-million-dollar loans and good insurance premiums. Cohen testifying, I was tasked by Mr. Trump to increase the total assets based upon a number that he arbitrarily elected. Cohen also saying as part of his job as Mr. Trump's personal attorney and Trump Organization VP was to reverse engineer the various different asset classes, increase those assets in order to achieve a number that Mr. Trump had tasked us.
He's not a credible witness, and so far he hasn't said anything that matters.
Under cross-examination, Trump's attorneys pointing out that Cohen admitted to lying under oath and pleaded guilty to federal crimes in 2018 that landed him in prison. But Cohen maintaining he told those lies at the direction of Mr. Trump. Still, former Manhattan prosecutor Jeremy Salan says Cohen's testimony is a problem.
This man is a former, or not a former, he's a felon. He was convicted in a federal court. There's falsifications of statements that he made. There are, perjury when he was before Congress. So you're going to see him be attacked in that way.
Donald Trump recently dropped a $500 million lawsuit against Michael Cohen, the former president, claiming that Cohen had been spreading falsehoods about him. And although he has dropped that lawsuit, his attorney making it very clear Mr. Trump did not waive his right to sue again. Meanwhile, Michael Cohen will be back on the stand later this morning when the trial resumes at 10 a.m. here in Lower Manhattan. Markie?
Okay, we'll see if those anticipated fireworks happen today. I can see law enforcement gathering behind you, gearing up for another day here. Dre Clark, thanks so much outside that courthouse this morning.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.